Dun, 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 dun. Who just farted in the kitchen? It's RoRo after midnight Ram. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining us tonight in this very special night and day. Anyway, so for those of you who are joining us for the first time, as you can see in the ticker downstairs, this is called RAM, my show, my show, my show. Okay, my show. It's called RAM RoRo After Midnight. It's actually after midnight in Central and Eastern, because it's 1 a.m. here and 2 a.m. in New York or anywhere Eastern, but it's only 11 p.m. in the Pacific region, in Los Angeles, San Francisco, Seattle, and this is the third episode. And I'm excited because one of the guests I have here is someone I went to school with in UCLA and then kept in touch with, and one of my best friends, etc., etc., etc. Okay, and before we bring him in, I'm gonna do my usual opening monologue, whatever. Just talk about, Friday after Thanksgiving. It was my birthday yesterday. Happy birthday to me. It's over now. It is over now. I mean, yeah. So today was Friday after Thanksgiving. I did work for like 4 hours. We still have leftover turkey. And it still makes us feel, sleepy after. I mean, I ate little and I'm still felt sleepy. So anyway, also, I want to remind everyone that you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at RoRo the Tenor. Oh my God, I love my two guests. Honey, thank you. Thank you. He's logged on to 2 different devices. Thank you, honey. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. And as usual, I always give you the joke of the day. Are you guys ready for the joke of the day? Gotta make sure I do this right. So the joke of the day is, why did the sperm cross the road? Because I put on the wrong sock this morning. Hey! Yeah! Okay! Thank you. Oh my God. Now I only have one. Honey, charge the other device. It came off. So anyway, that's the joke of the day. And as the show goes in future days, yesterday I did some folding hacks to do the laundry. And we'll come up with some great ideas afterwards. What day is it today? Today is Friday night or Saturday morning. And without further ado, I would like to, oh my God, the wrong sock is still there. Sorry, I got to turn that off. My guest is one of my best friends. He also presided in our wedding back in 2014. He's a musical director of a very prominent church in San Pedro. Went to school with him we both majored in voice. Without further ado, I'd like to give to you Mr. Michael Waring. Where is that? Oh, click and then edit.
You like me. You really like me.
Yes, girl. Yeah, I just hope that you will entertain everyone, and please don't say anything that will make this show. Thank you.
I make no promises, my dear, but it is so excellent to see you.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, that is Michael Waring, not Seth Rogen, just to let you know. And you can follow Michael Waring on Instagram at mwaring81.
You'll need a wide-angle lens.
White angle lens.
White,
very
oh Lord.
So anyway, how are you today? How are you today?
Oh, I'm getting by, trying to get through this quarantine, and especially since I'm in LA, and We just locked down 2 days ago, so everything is closed again. And what about you? I haven't seen you. Oh my God, in a dog's age.
Oh, darling, we've been having so much fun here in the city of Chicago, the Windy City. So you live in San Pedro.
I do.
Yeah, and how far is that for people who are, I have no idea who's watching right now. Oh, well, wait, we have the comment section, by the way. Please, honey, please comment because, we rely on you commenting. It's like, honey, it's my number one fan. How far, tell us where San Pedro, California is in proximity to LA.
For people who know, it's a few miles away. It's basically between Palos Verdes and Long Beach.
And they have no idea where Palos Verdes is.
Oh, the ones at UCLA, those were where the rich people partied. Yes.
Tell us how far it is from UCLA and how far it is from downtown.
It's about, without any traffic at all, I'd say it's about 25 minutes.
With traffic, it's an hour and 25 minutes.
Yeah, with traffic, it takes you an entire weekend.
And look at that. And see, Steven says, can I get my sock back?
I knew that wasn't your sock.
So you have to keep watching the screen, by the way, because I'm going to be putting it. See, Mona says, hi, Michael.
Hello.
Mona, this is not Michael. This is Seth Rogen.
Yeah, this is a young Santa Claus coming to you from the North Pole. And how are you, my dear?
Well, it's not like she can talk.
She has no idea. She remembers when I put on my freshman 15 at the end of the year. I've put on my quarantine 50. It's very sad. Extremely. You have no idea how much eating of mac and cheese and, some of this goodness we've been doing since lockdown.
So tell me about that emu. Is that an emu?
It is an emu. It is indeed an emu, as you can. I suppose there it is. Yes. Yes. And you can't see underneath. There are two little babies that just sort of appeared one day. I don't know why, but it's been getting up to some cheeky nonsense apparently while I'm asleep.
Just to let you know, guys, there's an emu there. This is an homage to Michael and how he dressed during his freshman years. He looked like an emu.
Yes. And now I've become emo.
What is it?
Which is good.
I mean, if you are looking to design your house or for paint or to interior decorate, just come to music theory class during Michael's freshman year, and you will see so many palettes on that.
Yes.
And those pants and the scarf.
The scarves, the furs. Oh dear. My glam phase was nothing to shake a stick at. It was pretty fabulous, and you know it.
Yes,
and those were some of the best times we had shopping on Melrose for fabulous.
Yes, clothes. Yes, shopping on Melrose. After school, when I moved to Chicago, and every time I would visit LA, I would get a hold of Michael, and we would always go to Melrose because it's like going to Beverly Hills, but not paying the same price.
Yes.
Yeah.
Unlike Beverly Hills, you can actually haggle.
Exactly.
Yep. And if they like you, they will they will give you a deal. Yeah.
So tell us as a quick info for people. We met in UCLA, and when you first met me, what was your first impression? Or really, I want to know. You didn't tell me. So,
well, I had absolutely no idea that you were not actually the same age as we were, and you haven't changed actually a bit. Only your hairstyle has changed. Every so often, it's about this tall, and then sometimes it's gone completely, and then sometimes it's over to here. But your face has not changed at all since we met in 2001?
Yes.
Oh my God! No, you
were a freshman.
You have not aged like the rest of us, or at least not for myself, anyway. But yes, no, I knew at once that you were one of two things. You were either in the opera department or in the musical theater department, because your voice Just the speaking voice. The first time I heard you speak, I believe you were in an excited mood, and you were saying something like, "Oh my God, it's so fabulous!" And yes, that's as everyone who could watch this would know. That's exactly what he sounds like.
Well, for people who know me and my hairstyle, just to let you know, if you guys are wondering what happened to my hair, Michael is actually wearing it on his chin.
I glued it to my face.
There you go. It's on his whole face. That's my hair. You turn him upside down his head, and that is my hair normally.
You see, I'm giving you a scalp massage right now.
Yes.
Yes. You can feel that in Chicago, right? Yes.
So, by the way, I actually I looked it up. I have it on my phone, and I forgot to put it on. What is that? I forgot to put it here. I searched Michael Waring for those people who don't know, because we both majored in voice. He's a baritone. He's a high baritone. Could have been a held
occasionally high baritone.
Yeah. Could have been held in tenor. Could have been if if things were different. But I looked him up and trying to see. It's like, oh, what can I find for Michael Waring? And I looked it up for people who do not know of him yet. He used to sing. He started as a boy soprano, and there it is. I don't know if you know this, Michael, but I looked up on lamasterchorale.org. Do you know that you're on it?
God, am I?
Yes, it says Michael Waring, previous LAMC solos, Youth in Mendelssohn's Elijah, 1993-94.
Yes.
Treble soloist in Britain's Rejoice in the Lamb, March 1994. And that was 1993, 1994. So basically, you're already a star before, you're already like a shooting star. And then UCLA.
Yes. No, I adored UCLA, and I got to meet, look at yourself. I got to meet other amazing performers. But yes, those were in the early 90s. That's what I was doing for a living. I started, my God. Do you know I've been doing this now professionally for 34 years. It's been 34 years since I started as a professional, and oh my goodness, those were some excellent times though. And I did actually get to sing for one of those performances was the Chichester songs by Bernstein, and I got to sing. His son was actually there for that performance.
Did you meet any of the
afterwards? Yeah. He was very nice. He was thrilled with it. And I think I must have been about 12 at the time, I think.
What was the most, during that time, when you were a boy soprano, what was the most interesting or unforgettable or weirdest memory you have that you're like, oh my God, I can't believe that happened, or like, oh my God, I can't believe that happened? Whichever one.
I remember I was doing a production of A Mall in the Night Visitors, and this was at I think it was the Hilton Hotel or something, some big fancy fundraiser function, and I would always memorize the entire show, all of the operas, all of the musicals that I ever did, because that's just how my anxiety works. I need to know everyone else's line, and the other lead, like the female lead, all of a sudden in the middle of it just forgot. She had no idea. She didn't know the lyrics. She didn't know what to come in on. And so I was just quietly like telling her. I was literally there. And yes, my mother in the show. Yes. And I had to prompt her there. And I was this was at the time, I was probably 10 or 11 at the time. And so I had every single show I was in. That was my personal touch. I was always memorizing everything so that in case somebody else forgot, I could just tell them what to do. And so afterwards,
where was this?
This must have been, I can't remember which hotel. It was a fundraising thing in one of the hotels in Beverly Hills, I think. And my God, it was scary. She was terrified. But I was like, oh no, this is why I do it. This is why I do this. I wait for this moment because I always expect.
I did A Mall in the Night Visitors with one of my old teachers, Gail Gordon, when I was studying with her, and we did it in Santa Monica, and then we call it the Santa Monica Mall in the Night Visitors.
Excellent.
Yes, we were shopping the whole time. What is it called? It's the Santa Monica Mall in the Night Visitors. So we talked about your being a voice soprano, and then you went to you went to UCLA, and that's
I
where we
did.
met.
I studied first at USC for a while with Peter Atherton, who was one of Tim's students, and he said, "No, you should go to UCLA and be with Tim." So I did, and it was glorious. That school was amazing, and I know you'll agree that it was Schoenberg High. It was definitely a high school, and we were lots of drama, lots of this, lots of that, and screaming, shouting, lots of singing.
Really?
Yes.
No.
Yes. Yes, lots
A lot
of
of screaming and shouting. Very operatic.
Very operatic. And I remember Tim would get mad at me because he never allowed his students to have skateboards. I never skateboarded, but I brought, remember when the Razor scooter was invented? That's how I got across campus, and I brought it, and he was very upset with me. And he said, normally I wouldn't allow this, but because you and Annie are my favorites, we're going to allow you to get away with this for this time.
That's true. That's true. That's true. See, so Timothy Massard is our voice teachers for anyone who's like, it's like, who is this Tim? Who is this Tim? Is this Tim Tiny? No, he's not tiny. So
no, he is not.
So one of the memories I have of like us is we did go out because you were doing a lot of stuff and I was doing a lot of stuff, and I was in musical theater and opera, and you were in opera and doing also, you had a band.
I did.
Yeah. And what genre was it? Tell us a little about the band that you
had.
It
was sort of rock based on a little bit based on some Temple Pilots, a lot of Beatles influence. That sort of thing. And but you remember the name of the band, don't you?
Oh my God. It's a really, really cool name. What is it again?
Your Mom.
Your Mom. Yes.
Yes, because we figured the publicity would be flawless either way. If people hated us, if we got bad reviews, they'd say, "Oh, your mom sucked last night." Or your mom was awesome last night. Like, it didn't matter. Bad press, good press. Sells itself, really.
Yes, sells itself. Yeah, I remember that. How many pieces? Is this a 4-piece band, right?
Well, it would have been, so there's a picture. I'll have to, oh God, next time we do one of these things, I'll send you a picture. Because it was only myself doing most of the recording and a friend of mine with the songwriting. So we just photoshopped ourselves. One of which is I look like this, very beard, long hair, beard, and wearing weird clothes. And then that day I just shaved everything, did my hair differently, and dressed up in different clothes. And he did exactly the same thing. So we were 4 different people, but it's just the 2 of us. So yeah.
So now that we're still in the UCLA topic, I'm going to show you a picture, and then you tell me what this is. All right. Okay. First one is the second. Want to make sure that I do that so that we don't get lost. What is that?
Oh, yes. Oh, look at that. My God. Is that me?
That's you, and that
I see Nazani.
That's Nazani, and that's Christian.
Right, but oh my goodness, what am I wearing?
Do you remember this show?
Oh God, is this? Wait, which one is this? Oh Lord, wait, is this the one? This isn't the clock one, is it? Was this the? This
yeah, it is.
Was it? It was the Revel.
It's the Revel. It's the L'Enfant et les Sorties.
Yeah. Oh, of course. I remember.
And you were on this one. Were you the clock on this one?
I was the clock, indeed.
Yeah, it was. And Christian was there, and then you guys shared the role. It was a double cast, and you sang, and you were the one with Nazani. And so that one, I wish I had pictures of this. I bet you, when I get Mona on here, I'm gonna have her we're gonna show more slideshow of everyone's pictures of we can get. But this is the one. So another one is nothing to do with UCLA, just related. So this.
Yes. Oh yes, with Nathaniel and yes. Oh yes.
Yes. So
and Aaron.
Aaron.
No, not Aaron. No, who is that? Oh Lord, I'm not wearing my glasses. Oh my God, there's what's the tenor who from? Oh my goodness, What was his name?
Steven.
Yes. Yes.
So the one, if people are watching from the top, that's Nathaniel Reynolds. We're all from UCLA. That's Nathaniel Reynolds, followed by Stephen Cronauer, and then there's Michael with the glasses, and then that's Rachel.
Rachel, right?
Rachel
Evans, right?
Yes, Rachel. And then below that is me, with my hair, and Bonnie, and then Bonnie's husband.
Yes, that's right.
I think when I visited one time, we went to dinner. We have what is this? Was this one of the Mexican restaurants?
It must be.
Yeah,
it's one of the places that's further down. It's a bit of a walk in Westwood.
Look at like where Bonnie is. If you look down, that really looks like there's like beans and cheese on it. I think it is. Yes. Now, guess where this is?
Oh yes, the infamous Abbey.
Yes. I don't know if you guys could really see, but that sign behind him, that's the pavilions.
Yes. That's the same night. That's later that night, isn't it?
Yes, wait.
I was about to say, I was like, oh God, I'm wearing exactly the same thing. I hope that's the same night.
It is the same night. We went, and then another one is, these are random stuff now. Tell us.
Yes. Oh yes. Cheers to that.
What is this? Where was this?
That is my true persona.
Yes, I know.
I am smoking my pipe with Wilshire tobacco with a monocle. And I know, I'm sure I'm going to get canceled because of the fur wrap that belonged to my great grandmother. But then, yes, my smoking jackets, my robes. I was famous for my robes. I used to go to class in my robes when I was bored. Quite a bit. You saw me quite a few times. I must be in music history class. Yes.
Oh yes. I mean, one of the good things that you did not do is because usually when people dress up like that, they put so much cologne.
Yes.
You did not.
No.
I was so happy, or else you'd be like a walking, I don't know,
a cloud of Chanel.
Yeah.
Yes.
And this one, oh my God, I want to talk about this because
oh dear,
I would do every single man in this picture.
Simultaneously. We know you would.
The one on the let's start from the left to the right. Who is that? The one on the left?
We were all we were roommates sophomore year. This is how we, in fact. So Josh is far left. He and I became friends freshman year, but then the other two we met randomly just by rooming in the Saxon Suites. And James is the tall one, and Brian is the one on the right. And they're very, very, very good friends to this day. And this was one of those evenings we'd go out and splurge, treat ourselves to a nice Chateaubriand or something. It's Morton's, I believe, isn't it?
It was in Morton's. I've been
to Morton's
a couple of times.
So a nice Chateaubriand, and oh God, that place. I do adore that place. Nice plug. If Morton's ever wants to sponsor me for anything, you just you let me know. I will give you all the good press in the world. Did you actually eat steak when you were there, or you just drank? No, of course. No, we ate. Yeah, no, that was our thing. Always steak. Wow. Steak and mash, and then oh God, Morton's does the most incredible lemon souffle actually for dessert. Very, very good. This is another picture. You tell me what this is. Oh yes, that's my friend Josh's wedding, where I was best man, and James, you can see in the back working the bass, yes. And on the left is John, a friend of ours from UCLA as well. And he wanted to dedicate a song to his wife. His just literally after the ceremony. This was just before the reception began, and nice. It was very cute. We did. It was a Billy Joel song. It was what is the name of the song? If you
we didn't start the fire,
huh?
We didn't start the fire.
No, we didn't. No, it's not that, and it was not Uptown Girl either. But so, it was very sweet. That was an excellent. That was a great day in general. And as you know, I've now done over 7,000 weddings in my life, and usually they don't go perfectly, and this one actually did. And
nice. So now we're gonna show you like This.
Oh
Oh,
yes. Oh, these these pictures are excellent. This was a brilliant day. See, these are some of my favorite pictures of my life, where I'm involved in the weddings of my friends. And as you can see, actually, I could fit all of my current weight under that robe. You might not notice if I just shaved a bit and put on a little, a little darkened lining here, just to slim myself a bit.
I was afraid that you gained weight, that you would actually touch the peripheral of that gazebo.
They would have had to get me out with a crane. Yes, thank you.
Exactly. So this was in August 24, 2014,
Yep.
when Stephen and my husband and I got married, and it was administered like Filipino English. He was our minister, so we added now it's administer. So he administered our wedding.
I did. Yes, I administered my blessings upon you.
And it was cool. Oh my God, it was really, really cool, and yeah, it was a great thing. And just one of the last picture is in the reception. That's Michael in the middle.
Excellent.
And then so we're gonna have, just to let you know, guys, a few people here will be in our show. And Mona's definitely scheduled, and we're gonna have to get Tim and Annie here, and then also Erin. She's also checking her schedule. So
absolutely,
yeah, this was fun, and
Erin Wood lives just across town from me. She just lives literally like 3 minutes from my house. And
so
brilliant.
So let's see. It's like I didn't have my note. Oh yeah, let's talk about.
What was great about your wedding, though? And this is another thing that went very well. Neither of you screwed up your lines at all. And that's saying something. You absolutely recited everything perfectly, and that's something that does not happen all the time. You believe me, I see it all the time.
We were you're right. We were like, okay, we want it to be perfect. It's like we it was like a lot of our friends have done civil unions and all that, and we were thinking, no, if we're going to get married, we want to be able to make sure that it is acknowledged everywhere, not just our state, but everywhere. So that when we did that, I decided, you know what, I want to experience what the heterosexual community has experienced from the longest time: the planning of the wedding, planning the music, the minister, the everything, the receptions. Like, I want to have a traditional because it's never happened to us. So we were very happy about that.
Oh no, it was beautiful, start to finish. It couldn't have been. And the weather was pristine. Everything was gorgeous, start to finish. And as I said, I knew that it would be fabulous because you were planning it, and I knew that everything would be in such excellent taste, and it was. It was beautiful. Nobody there could otherwise. It was absolutely perfect.
So you mentioned we didn't screw up because.
Well, no, you didn't. No, you didn't screw up. I'm not saying because. I'm just saying
look what Steven says.
Most couples are not perfect when it comes to speaking. Most people are not used to performing, like public speaking and whatnot. But well, of course, being the performer, but also Stephen, like he did it perfectly. Like there were nobody tripped up over everything. No one had to repeat themselves or say the wrong word. And that happens a lot. So we were
relaxed because you have to look at the screen, so at least you know what Stephen says.
Yes.
And this too. So we were already like, okay, Stephen needed it.
Yeah.
He was like getting nervous. Like for me, I'm like, oh, okay, I'm getting nervous, but I'm used to like being, under pressure with performances and stuff. Sure. So let's talk about, so right now, like talk about what you've been doing. I told them that, you're running the music, you're the music director in San Pedro. It's like the church. What's the name of the church?
It's in Palos Verdes.
Palos Verdes. No, not San Pedro. Palos Verdes.
Yes.
And you've been doing that for how many years now?
Oh God, it's been at least 12 no 13 years, and before that, I mean, I had been performing there. That was the church I grew up in. That's the place where I had been performing since I was 5. So it's been it's been a lot longer than that. But we, as I said, this will, except for COVID, as of next year, I will definitely be probably closer to 7,500 weddings in my entire life that I've done. It's one of those things. I do need to call Guinness at some point. And see if that's the record.
I prefer Heineken, but Guinness.
Yes. Well, you like Guinness if there's a little dry.
I actually like
if we do a bomb, an Irish car bomb. That's the way to go.
Actually, Guinness is my favorite beer. People don't know this about me, but because they know that I'm very, I'm very light and sprightly.
Fluffy.
But my favorite beer is Guinness. My favorite shot is tequila, and my favorite drink is a Long Island. So it's all bitters. They're all.
No, I know about the Long Island. Those were from the days in the Abbey. Yes.
Oh, the Abbey.
Yes.
Let's talk about that, because we've gone to the bar so many times. Tell us about. I want you to tell stories about where we would park, how long we would go there, what time we would go home, and the places we would go.
My God, I mean, it was usually most of those nights were heavily based around the Abbey, and the thing about the Abbey at the time was it was so popular, it was so well designed. Whoever did that, the decor is really, really cool. If you've ever been there, it was so different from everywhere else. The very Catholic theme, but of course, the irony of it originally being a gay bar, but then it became so popular. Yeah. Well, I say irony, ironically, I suppose, but it became so popular that everybody would go. Everybody who was anybody would go to the Abbey, and oh my God, so many famous people. We would meet some famous people sometimes, and then other times very, very rich people would rent out half the place, and it was extremely popular, and it still is to this day. The last time I was there, in fact, the last time I saw you, we certainly didn't we drive? No, we walked by it, didn't we?
We walked by.
We did, and it was packed. It was packed. Wasn't there a line out the door? It's always the same.
Okay, so people who do not know, there has been a change of ownership at Abbey, and when the ownership changed, it gradually became a more mixed bar. But it was then more on. There's more non-gay clientele,
right,
which really changed the whole feel of it. That's when I stopped going to it. I always say, if I want to go to a straight bar, I would go to a straight bar. If I want to go to a gay bar, I want to go to a gay bar. So if I want to go to a gay bar and it's mostly the straight clientele, I'm like, there's this, it's like if you go to I want to eat something. I want just I want to have steak. And then you go to a bake shop. Oh, but they, you can order a hamburger in that bakery. It's like, that's not what I want to do.
No.
You know what I mean?
But they were great. I mean, they were great. Their food was excellent. Their drinks were great. The people who worked there were always very good and talented. It was, oh man, that was our favorite. That was our go-to spot.
That was our go-to spot. It has changed. You haven't been there in a while, and I have in the past 4 years, 4 years ago or 3 years ago. It's not the same anymore, and you will see why it has been. But the other bars like Mickey's, the Mickey's, Fiesta Cantina, Rage. Those bars where we would even go to the Ultra Suede at one point, across the street. And then there's that burger place next.
Hamburger Mary's.
Hamburger Mary's is in West Hollywood. You're talking about Hamburger Habit. Not Habit. The one across from it.
Right.
That. Yeah, so.
Yeah.
So what else? What else can we talk about? From the past. Let's talk about our teacher.
Ooh,
Tim.
Oh yes.
Let's talk about how he talked. First of all,
and what would you like to discuss regarding
the two of us? Believe it or not, and Tim knows this. The two of us, we were. I'm sorry, other students of Tim. I can tell you this because it's late night. We were Tim's favorite students. Ask him. There's a reason why.
You were going to make some people cry with that statement, I'm sure. But
I know.
But yes, I think because well, certainly with you, and then me, not in the very beginning, because I was still a little bit intimidated by him in the very beginning. But then I, became more comfortable. We started entertaining him, but whereas most of the students that he had his whole life were always very, just always very afraid, and always they weren't going to speak out of turn, because he was famous for making people cry and break down. And you and I just went in there and would, just perform for him. We would be the sort of the class clown that would, lift him up.
I know. There's this one time when, when you get something and he's very, very complimenting. One of the funny things I did was like, oh, I sang something. He's like, see, that was great. And then he patted me on the shoulder, and then I threw myself under the piano.
Yes, exactly.
That's the thing. He likes me entertained. When he gets entertained, he's always in a good mood.
Yes, exactly.
You got to have humor when you're there. Not necessarily funny, but some kind of humor.
And do you remember what time? You weren't ever like first in the morning, right?
No.
See, that was part of the key. Is it like I always made sure to be later, because I knew he was tired. He'd been there since like 7 a.m. and he needed a little levity. So,
oh my God, it's I think one of the we really had we learned not just singing but also about life from Tim. That's why,
and certainly smoking cigars.
Yes, smoking cigars, and did you
wearing cowboy boots with suits.
And that, Tim, hi. He's like, my name is Tim Massard. That's how he talks. Like, Erica,
are you looking at me?
George? It's like this, that's how.
gonna kill us.
Oh, God. You're going to have him on this show at some point, I know.
Anyway, so I know, right? Who else? Mona's gonna be in the show. So
excellent.
And Mona is. I'm gonna put Mona on the spot, and we're gonna talk about this. I tell Mona the reason why we're still in good terms with Mona is Mona has a way of talking to students. Oh, I'm gonna type it. It's like Mona is. It's like one of those where a lot of coaches and a lot of teachers. Students sometimes expect teachers and coaches to always be so patronizing.
Right.
Mona lands approach. There you go. Approach. There you go. So
that was definitely not patronizing.
The Mona Land's approach is it's funny when she says something. Sometimes she means the best. Like she's like, you know what? Instead of saying, you know what, instead of saying when you sing that note, it should be as ethereal and as beautiful as it is in your mind. Like, when you say, how do you feel? You feel good in your mind. So you extend that through your voice. And then Mona would just like, yeah, that sound was just not very pretty at all. And I love it. When Jesus like, direct. And that's the thing. That's one of the things. And I don't blame Mona for that, because that's one of the things that students need to realize. Back in the day, we're talking about the reason why the singers back in the day, before the 90s, before that, were so good is because they weren't patronized. It's like, if you sound bad, we're going to say you're bad. Not like, oh, honey, it's okay. No. Hear it.
And Tim was never like that. Tim would tell you exactly how it was, and because that's the only way that you learn anything.
And exactly. And
Tim would never sugarcoat anything, and that was the whole point.
And I think that's why we stayed in good communication, good terms with Tim and Mona and all of the other friends. Like the circle of friends that know we were not gonna BS. We're not gonna bullshit.
Right. And I've presided over half of your weddings.
I know, and I have had what, 6 now?
Yes. No, I mean half of you. Like all of I'm just waiting to hear from every other student eventually, and everyone else at UCLA being like, "Oh, hey, I'm going to get married. I need you to perform the ceremony." This is now a tradition. This is something we have to actually make happen. I'm actually doing one. I'm doing one for one of my musicians, my long friend, tomorrow over Zoom, and they're in. They live in Detroit.
Oh, yeah, you did mention about that. So,
and yeah, I'll be doing it. So, like I said, this is what I've been doing for years. And Tim's wedding was the first one that I had ever done, and then ever since then, it's been family and friends sort of thing. I've never done it professionally because I perform for so many weddings professionally that I don't care about that. It's personal to me. I want to make sure that I know these people and that I care about them. And it's a very special moment, especially, for most people who meet me, they don't see me as the type to be terribly serious or to take something like that so seriously.
yes.
And they always think, I remember one of the last weddings I did for my friend James and his wife. I knew she was nervous the whole time, thinking, oh my God, is he going to make some smart ass remark or break into a funny dance or something? Because she didn't know me as well as, of course, James knew that I wouldn't do that. It's one of the very few things in life that I actually will take seriously in that moment. Then I'll make fun of myself later and make fun of the service later. But in that moment, it is so important, and it's a sacred space. It's a moment where everyone is just enjoying the love that is shared between two people, and I love doing it. And so tomorrow, I'll be doing it again tomorrow.
And this is your first one, right?
This will be, huh?
This will be your first virtual.
Yes, it'll be the first, Zoom or virtual. Yes, absolutely. I've never done. In fact, this is actually the first thing I've done on camera anyway, with a virtual interview or anything like that. I've done a couple of Zoom, cocktail hours with friends in another city because they can't, come out and sit outside. And now we can't do that anyway in Los Angeles anyway. They've shut down everything, including outdoor dining and whatnot. So I foresee this becoming a huge industry. Is online. Online weddings are just going to explode.
So going back to because we have so many memories about going out. Really, I think one of the most memorable things about our friendship and our history is every time we would get together, we would go out. Mind you guys, when we go out to the bars, it's not always about drinking. Yes, we would have drinking, but it's about hanging out, getting a table,
Right.
hanging out, and having conversations. We would get drunk, but it was not like, oh my God, we get drunk and then started having conversation. No, we would drink and then get drunk later. But for some reason, Michael really had a really high tolerance with alcohol, and he always because
cheers to that.
and what was your the something pops out or pop from going out or from shopping, something?
Well, it wasn't always about that, because remember, a lot of times we would go out if you were in the doing a show, doing an opera, something that was very important. You would not be drinking, so we would go out to, say, the Abbey or somewhere, and we would just be having soda and food and whatnot. It wasn't always about we were not always out on the tiles. That was not something that we weren't. And we were never giant sloppy obnoxious people who were ruining people's nights and stuff. No, in fact, we made so many random acquaintances who were so amused and entertained by us, especially, yes, of course. Yeah, after a couple of drinks, we can get very loud and, of course, very operatic in our tone, and that's rare. How often do you go to a bar and here's a couple of opera singers laughing at each other and telling stories? That's very rare. So it draws people in, especially people in LA who are all about the industry, and they love meeting people who are fun to be around. And so my God, I can't even imagine how many hundreds of people we would just befriend. And of course they never became great friends, but for that entire evening we would have people join us. You remember how often that would happen?
Every time.
Yeah, pretty much. Our group would always expand, like for the rest of that evening. Yeah.
Especially well, yeah, it was great. One of the things I like about, I remember every time is, first of all, I never drove, so everyone drove me around and everyone has to pick me up. And I remember, during that time, we also had David Drew. So we have a lot of people, and we would always park by behind the library near the park, and we would always walk. It's the walk to the bars and to walk back from the bars. And it's just, I think it was so memorable because it was just away from school, even though we were in school. It's just nice.
That's the great thing about, I've always said, one of the selling points about going to UCLA for people who are thinking about schools is its location. Its location is absolutely perfect. It's very, very safe, but it's also just a couple of miles away from everything. It's just between Bel Air and, and Westwood. Westwood itself is a great town, but it's also just a few minutes away from the Sunset Strip. It's a few minutes away from West Hollywood and everything else. And the campus, there are lots of great campuses, but this one in particular, it's beautiful. It's safe. We never had any problem. I never saw any trouble while I was there. There was never any incidents. There were never fights or random, muggings or anything else. It was brilliant. The whole time we felt safe, and we felt we could be ourselves and not have to worry about pretty much anything at that point.
So we have one schoolmate, which is Michelle Lee on Dr. 90210.
Yes.
I want to do a shout out because she was a concert pianist, a piano major, and what again? Do you remember?
She was unbelievable. She was an amazing concert pianist, and she could have done that. And I know in one of the shows, actually, I think a couple of weeks ago, she explained this, that she could have done. I'm pretty sure she could have done anything. She could have majored in anything. She's one of those people who just can put her mind to anything and do it and succeed. And clearly she has. She could have absolutely been an international star, as a concert pianist. But she always wanted to help people as well, and not just necessarily be only in the spotlight. She'd always been drawn to medicine and helping people. And so she started. I can't remember when it was that she started also doing pre-med. I mean, the woman is unstoppable.
She's smart and talented. That's the thing about it.
Yeah.
Like, some people are just talented and smart in what they're talented in. But she was talented in piano, but then so smart to be able to be a plastic surgeon now.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
And I sang at their wedding, and it was
Really? That's awesome.
Their wedding was fantastic, and he is so excellent. I love them. They are a great power couple. He is a surgeon. They are a power couple. I mean, you're going to see them. They've gone places, but they're going to be going even more. They're going straight to the top. It is, and it's so gratifying for me to see friends of mine do very well. When I see friends of mine become really, truly successful, it warms my heart. In such a, I'm usually a fairly cynical person, and this is a fairly cynical world, but honestly, I was so pleased when this whole show of theirs, it took off, and now everybody's happy with it. It's getting very good reviews, and both of them, you can see them interact on camera. They're very cute together, and just so. It's adorable, and it's.
Oh my God! So that episode's like, did you just take my coffee? She wanted to. She was on camera, and I was hoping she would just lay it on him and say, "That is my coffee. Put it down."
They're so cute together on camera, and of course in real life. I mean, just so they have tremendous energy that you immediately feel when you interact with them. Just so much energy, so much power, and they've put it to great use. And that's another thing that always it makes me so happy when people who are powerful can actually go out and help people, and that's exactly what they do. So I love them to death, and I'm so pleased that the show is doing well.
So I put there on on my banner right there, Michelle Lee on let me see here. I'm trying to like put her handle here because oh my god, there he goes. Oh wait.
I have no idea.
Is there?
I also have no idea if someone will be knocking on your door saying, "Excuse me."
So if people want to follow Michelle, it's
Yes.
Dr. Michelle Lee Perk.
Yes.
At Dr. Michelle Lee Perk on Instagram. So I put here best memory of Michelle Lee. Okay, if she ever sees this at all, because I don't know if she's probably like sleeping. We know, and this is my favorite memory of her.
She's a surgeon. She's not sleeping.
No, we know she's coming. When we're in Schoenberg Hall, we know she's coming.
Yes.
She's the only one with those heels.
Yes.
Sounding like real, like, oh, Michelle's coming.
Yes. And she was also in the Miss USA pageant. She was Miss Los Angeles. Do you remember this? Yes. This woman just has it all. She's just unbelievable. And they are a perfect match for each other because, my God, you want to talk about so much brain power and so much energy and so much charisma. It just, oh man. Like I said, I definitely recommend everyone watch the show because it's excellent. It's really fun. It comes at a very important time as well, with civil rights and whatnot, and the fact that this is about the rise of female plastic surgeons in Beverly Hills, which is traditionally the place for plastic surgery. So it's a really big deal. It's very important.
It was nice. I told Steven, it's like, oh yeah, I messaged Michelle, and then it's like, wait. You have her number? It's like, yeah. No, you have your direct number? It's like, yes, I do.
Of course.
We do. And she is so nice. She responds so quick, Yeah. I mean, you're not going to wait 2 days before she responds. She will respond within that.
Yep.
Within that 4 to 6 hours.
Yep. In fact, I just called. I called her today. She actually earlier this evening, she called back while I was doing this setup with you, and I was like, oh, I can't answer the phone. But so I'll give her a call back tomorrow. But no, they are spectacular, and we love them very much, and we wish them continued success. But yes, we had some great times back at UCLA.
We had a lot of people, very memorable moments in UCLA. That are not non-singers and productions, and so. To wrap this up, see, I told you, look, it's 1:50. 11. What's that? No, 12. No, 11:53.
Can you count, man?
See, it's gonna go by fast. No, so we want to remind, Michael, if you want to follow Michael, it's like hopefully it's like he gets follows, then he'll post more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? mwearing81 at mwearing81 on Instagram, and so. I asked him what he's going to binge watch. He did say, because we want to ask our guests what they like to binge watch. He did finish Schitt's Creek.
Yes. And they deserved all those awards. It was fantastic. That show is brilliant.
Moira.
That show is so brilliant. And of course,
stand on.
Some of the outfits that she wore in that show are exactly the sorts of things that you would try. When we were at Melrose, we'd be like, oh hey, that's something we need to try on. It was, oh man, so glamorous, so funny, so well written.
One of my friends told me you should hang like wigs over here, just like Moira,
And you have to name them all as well.
So this is. And now the Binge It show that is suggested by our guest right now is The Boys.
Yes.
And you haven't started it yet. You have not.
No, but I said, this is what I'm planning to do tonight, actually. And like I said, one of my friends wrote one of the episodes, and I don't know which one yet because I haven't
You
seen
tell
it.
me.
But when I do,
You've seen it.
yeah, I'll tell you. And of course, I am a huge Carl Urban fan because I am a Trekkie. And I know that's all of your users are logging off now, just that I said that. But he is, of course, the Dr. McCoy in all of the new movies. And I absolutely adore that man, and I love all of his work. So I've been looking forward to this. I will definitely be watching this, and I will let you know.
And so another thing is, what is that? So binge it. That's what you suggest people to watch.
Yeah.
And it's see the time goes by so fast. I'm telling you, it's like less than an hour goes by so fast. That's why I decided to do this every night. And we don't have to have the most amount of viewers because we know they're asleep. That's the whole thing about it.
But
even one person, if we get one person to watch it, which means which is my husband. Thank you, honey.
You're also are you recording this as well, right?
Yes, it's immediately recorded. So let's see if I can put it right here. Oh, there he is on a smaller screen. Before Michael,
I look less fat when I'm on a smaller screen.
Before Michael goes away, I'd like to remind everyone that I'll be back tomorrow at the same time. So that's 11 p.m. Pacific, but it's 1 a.m. Central and 2 a.m. Eastern. And tomorrow's guest is Amanda Gary. Amanda Gary is also a very good friend of mine from LA. She is, first of all, she is the granddaughter of the famous, I don't know if you know this, she's the granddaughter of Eddie Cantor.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And she's a cabaret performer, a singer, actor. Yeah. And so I'm excited she's going to share some cool stories. We're going to talk about open mic, cabaret, shows at the Gardenia, at the what is that hotel? Not the Roosevelt Hotel. In Hollywood, is it the Roosevelt?
There is.
Yeah.
Hotel, the Roosevelt.
So she will be there. And any last words for our for anyone really? No. Okay.
Well, no. I mean, I hope everyone is, doing well during this dark chapter in our history, and I really hope that this is an excellent way for people to stay connected as well. I think this is good. As you said, you're going to be doing this a lot, and you're going to be catching up with all of your friends. This is fantastic, and I hope that more of the friends, and once the word gets out, I think they'll all start tuning in, and everyone will eventually be on the show, and you'll have a rotation, and everyone can just chat and feel connected, because this is a tough time for everybody. So, and
then I think if I get a chance, I don't know if we'll be staying up late. First of all, I think I'm gonna have I told you what the idea is, and I just realized, you know what? Why not get you, me, Tim, and Steele?
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
it'll be a good group. Kind of like, let's see who.
Sure.
So
anyway, and I had never met Steele until Tim's last birthday. I was unaware of Steele.
Oh, because you weren't there for the 60th back in.
No, I was never in his birthdays back east. So yeah.
So anyway, as we close this, I'm gonna it's a lot easier now. I can put you on the side here so that we can both So I just want to remind everyone, thank you for watching. I know it's it's late at night everywhere, and please wear a mask and social distance. There's lockdowns everywhere, and like I said, it's not necessary, but I want to just put this. My Venmo is at RoRo the tenor. Nobody has to, but I'm doing this, and the more I do this, there's a maintenance thing that I do, which is fine because I allotted some funds for that, before the pandemic and everything. But it's if I get contributions from any viewer at all, I'll be able to to add more antics in this show and stuff. Okay, so again, thank you. And I'm gonna put Michael so he can say goodbye to everyone.
Goodbye, and yes, definitely donate so that he can have instead of a collection of wigs like Moira, he can have a collection of fans on the wall, one for every single occasion.
Yes. Now, as we say goodbye, thank you. Thank you very much for tuning in to RoRo After Midnight. Okay, and I will see you wait a second. Somebody typed something. Oh, got it. And I will see you tomorrow. Oh.